Hello Capricorn, it's Lisa, and here is your April 8th to 14th, 2024 general reading. This is just a general reading. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, all my contact information is in the description box below this video. Okay, Capricorn, so let's see what is in store for you this crazy week. The eclipse is on the 8th, which everyone seems, I think some things are going to, the energy is weird. It's going to push things forward. It's going to purge certain things out of our lives. It's going to get us to where we need to go. And that's going to happen differently for all of us. But the way, I think people are really like hyping it up and it's going to be cool. But I think it's more that it's a shedding and then things get to go forward for most of us. So let's see what's in store for you. So the overall message for you, Capricorn, this week is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is all about communication, manifesting with the universe, putting out to the universe very clearly what it is you want your life to be, what you want to bring into your life, how you want to live your life, being very clear, putting it out to the message. What you put out, you get back. And then it's also about clearly communicating your truths, your message with the people around you. It can be with bosses, loved ones, making, clear intention of this is where I want to go. This is what I'm moving towards, and being very, very clear. So there's no miscommunication. It is we are in Mercury retrograde, so it is an important time to make sure that if you're sending out emails or any kind of messages, that you're being very clear about what you're sending out. So this is just about all that. And it can be about communication like this, where it's YouTube or, Instagram or social media. And it's just putting out clear messages and kind of sharing your messages. Okay, so the challenge you have this week is the Death card. The Death card is my favorite card for many, many reasons. But the challenge with it being a challenge is just that you're going through the process of change. And I know from past weeks and months for you that you guys are going through a growth process, changing some things, shifting some things, learning and growing and becoming this new version of yourself. And sometimes, just like any change, through the process, it can be a challenge. So with communication, it's just really kind of communicating what the changes are. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And it's the process sometimes can just be a challenge, but you can do it. We'll get some clarity in a minute. So what you need to focus on is balance. So the Knight of Swords, all about just moving forward towards your goals, but doing it with balance, not hyper-focusing anywhere. It's just kind of going, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm going to do this with balance. I'm going to balance out my life, take good care of myself, do the work that I want to do, and be with family, friends, all that kind of stuff. So it's really kind of bringing balance into your life, especially this week, because the energy is going to be really crazy weird. So then the card of what you don't see coming will reveal in a minute. Okay, Capricorn. So let's see, get some clarity on this. Yeah, so the Queen of Swords, about the communication. The Three of Wands is all about not looking backwards, right? It's about being in the now and focusing on the now, letting go of the things that have happened in the past. There comes a point where you're kind of like, you know what, I got to let it go and I got to be here. You can't go back and change it. You can't go back and live in it if it was awesome. You're just here and you're in the now. The one thing when this card shows up, a lot of times when the universe tells us to stay in the now, it's so we recognize when an opportunity comes in. So pay attention. But they're really saying be in the now, focus on what you have to do right now in order to get to the success you want to get to. And then the Chariot is about moving forward with balance. So there's multiple balance cards in the tarot deck, but this one is one of them. And the great thing about the Chariot is that you're moving away from negativity and you're moving towards really positive outcomes as long as you're moving forward and are in the now. So just keep going. The challenge is going through this process of changing and adapting and becoming this new version of yourself. So the old you is going away. And the way and if you've looked at any of my other videos, when the Death card comes up, I look at the Death card as this transformation, a metamorphosis, It's like going from being a caterpillar, going into a cocoon, which is the process, and then emerging as a beautiful butterfly. And even that can be freaky, right? And the great thing why I love the death card is you can't go back to being the caterpillar. Because so many times in our lives, we go through stuff and then we fall backwards again and we repeat it, we recycle. But when you go through the death card, you truly don't go backwards. So you can't go back to being the caterpillar. You are now the butterfly. Sky's the limit, right? And we should have multiple of these in our lives as we grow and learn. So when it's a challenge, it's usually either that you're moving into the cocoon and you're like, I got to change my life. So you could be at the beginning of it and you're like, I got to do this. You could be in it where you're trying to make some changes and it's just a challenge. And then even emerging as this new version of yourself can be a challenge because it's a new way of being. You kind of go through post-traumatic stress where you're like, oh, wait a minute. I don't need to act that way anymore. I'm this new version of myself. And then there's the people around you who are like, who are you and what have you done with the old you, right? So there's like, a process of everyone getting to know the new version of yourself, as well as yourself, and understanding, okay, I'm now this new person and I'm not going to act the same way as I used to act. I'm not going to allow people to treat me a certain way. I'm moving on to this new version of myself. So it's really great, but it can be a challenge. What helps you go through this process is just remember to be balanced. This is another card of balance. They've talked about balance several times. This is being balanced, body, mind, and soul, being grounded, having your ego in check, and then physically being in a good place, taking care of your well-being, your mental health, and your physical health, and just being balanced with that. And the more balanced you are, the easier it moves forward, and the more you attract to yourself in a positive way. And then the King of Swords is about being proactive. Just keep going, making things happen, going towards your goals. Don't sit back and be like this victim to circumstances or being, reactive to things. Be proactive and move through things. It just feels like things are shifting and it's going to be really good, but it's the process of doing it. So where you need to focus this week is all about the Knight of Swords, which is just about balance. Just keep moving towards your goals and be balanced. Don't think you need to kind of rush forward or hyper focus on anything. Just be focused. And which is the King of Wands is about just being focused on what's right in front of you, which is what they've said several times. Just focus on what you need to do right now. Focus on what step you need to take right now in order to get to the future you want. And this card is also about being opened to anything that comes in, right? So kind of being like, okay, I'm open to new ways of doing things or open to new ways of balancing myself. But I'm going to just focus on what I have to do right now. And then the Four of Swords is interesting. So they're saying the Four of Swords is about healing, going through a healing process. Sometimes we have to withdraw to heal in all areas of our lives, like mentally and physically, if you're going through a healing process. So they're telling you to just focus on the now, focus on healing and going within. And for others, you might be at the stage where you can heal by doing. So it's time to get up and start healing by doing. And with the Knight of Swords and then the King of Wands, it really is about just focus on the steps right now. Focus on balance. Balance will heal you. So the more balanced you are with everything, moderation, everything, the more you can move forward and will heal. Well, they're showing me body, mind, and soul. And then what you don't see coming, Capricorn, is the Page of Cups, which is you do your part and the universe will do its part. So you do what you need to do, you take action, you watch your attitude, and the universe will reward you with opportunity. They'll remove things that no longer serve you, and they'll bring in exactly what you need when you need it. The Eight of Cups is all about letting go of certain things in order to move forward. So it can be a mindset, it can be food, a job, a person, people. It's just kind of like I'm letting go of that old way and I'm moving forward towards all the good things that are waiting for me. And then the Nine of Wands is about perseverance. You've come so far, you've learned so much, you've done so much, you're kicking butt, you're doing awesome. Now it's just about taking a deep breath in, exhaling. You might need a little break. And then it's just getting back at it and going for it and persevering, because you're going to have the success that you want. You just need to keep going. Okay. Really interesting, Capricorn. I'm really excited to see what the next few weeks are going to bring for you. Let me know how it's going. If you could please like and share my videos, that really helps me. And thank you again for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Have a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Worry works. 90% of the things you worry about never happen.